Demon Claw TV, proud to present 5 Parsecs from Home, my campaign set in Megacity 1. This time, we're down in the sub-levels. So, team are continuing their ongoing investigations in Sector 46. We spend 4 on upkeep, which is about the minimum, but does allow us to pay off 1 credit of ship debt. Jobs. Vandris and Rent try and track down our rivals, but find nothing. Someone's definitely hindering our investigations. Calhoun and Morton go on training and gain XP. Drace and Scara go trading and find an assault blade, combat armor, and a supply crate worth 4 credits. So well done them. Could have been useful to allocate some of that equipment in the mission, but I didn't. Here's Squad Vandris. Lots of people went on XP spends at the end of the last mission, having gotten to 7 or nearly there. As we can see, Judge Vandris, Judge Scara, and Judge Rent all went up +1 combat skill, and Drace went up 1 toughness, which might make it fractionally easier for him to survive getting shot. Right. Yep, we're down to dispatch. We don't get any jobs from our patron. I think I might have done this wrong because rereading the rules suggests that you get a job from a long-running patron every turn rather than having to go and roll the dice. If anybody knows definitely how that works, let me know. We don't manage to find our rivals, nor them us. So our rivals are hiding from us at the moment. We've got 2 quest rumors, but don't manage to roll low enough to get a handle on who's the real criminal mastermind in Sector 46. So we're off on an opportunity job. Comes in over dispatch that workers are going missing across the sector. Analysis indicates the largest concentrations is in the lower levels. So, Squad Vandris, we'll take sub-level C. We're off to investigate. Yep, something's been eating the workers down in the lower levels. Here we are. Here are some overview shots of the table. And here we can see the judges in the doorways. The judges did roll enough to seize the initiative, even though we're not outnumbered in this one. Judge Calhoun's feral skills giving him a +3 bonus to initiative seizing is very useful. Judge Rent looks over at him and goes, "Calhoun, you look nervous. I ain't seen you afraid of no man." And he goes, "Well, that's 'cause there's no man waiting for us down here." And then the motion tracker goes off and we've got 4 blips incoming. Right, turn 1. Let's pick up some initiative dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Let's get that out of the way. Okay. So the judges are advancing down into the undercity, and they have been tasked with finding out what's been eating the maintenance workers, and it's for Korg. In 5 parsecs, Korg are giant bear-like creatures. I don't have 4 giant bear-like creatures, so I went and found 4 of my giant crocodiles that I bought from Reaper at least a decade ago, originally to use as demigryph knights as part of a pirate-themed Empire army I was going to build. But then the end times kind of scuppered that, and 3 of these giant crocodiles have sat unpainted in the drawer for at least a decade, and I found them yesterday and finished painting them. So here they go. Well, we've got no ones, so everybody's moving in the slow phase except for Judge Vandris, who might see if he can move up and maybe squeeze off a shot at one of the Korg. So we'll move him and then we'll come back. Right, Judge Vandris has moved up to the door in the top, just there, and he is going to have a shot at the Korg down the bottom, down there, and he is combat skill 1, and he has +1 to hit because Korg are easy to hit because they're big and massive giant crocodiles. So we're looking for 6s, +1 for combat skill, +1 for Korg, so 4+. And we get 1, and Korg are toughness 6. The plasma rifle gives me 1, so looking for a 5 or a 6. No, not at all. But it does put down a stun marker on it, which will slow it down a bit when it comes to their first turn. Right, I'll just move the beasts with much raring and gnashing of teeth. While the Korg might be beasts, they aren't totally stupid and aren't going to run forward into the open, into the guns of the judges. 2 are about ready to burst into that room. 1 is there, and the last one is here. Korg are speed 5, so when they're moving and dashing, they get to go a full 7. Right, now it might be time to see what the judges can do. They're going to need to do something, or they're going to get it. Okay, the judges have moved up. So the first judge is going to be Judge Drace, who is going to shoot that Korg. And he is combat skill 1, and the Korg is there, so he hits it with his shotgun, and he will kill it. However, Korg have a 5+ armor save, and unlike plasma shots, shotgun rounds are not armor piercing, but it doesn't, so it's dead. Well done, Judge Dace. Splush, twist, splat. Right, the slightly more dire situation, at least for Judge Skara. Judge Skara is going to attempt to shoot the Korg that he can see. It's in cover, so he needs a 6. He's combat skill 1, so he needs 4s, and gets double 1 and completely misses. Judge Morton gets a hit on the other hand and kills it. And the armor piercing rounds from the plasma rifle give it no armor save. Well done. So it's dead. Giant crocodile lizard Korg don't do don't do morale. Judge Rent doesn't have anybody to shoot, and Judge Calhoun will pick up
the shiny thing, and there. So that's the end of that first turn. Over. All right, right back with turn 2. Some dice for initiative. Okay, special. We get no 1s and no 2s at all. So nobody's going in the fast phase, so don't need to worry about any decisions. So it's the Korga up. Let me go move them and we'll see what they can do. Okay, the 2 Korg have moved up. Unfortunately, neither of them were quite within range to charge. So that one has gone and hidden behind those boxes, and that one has gone and hidden behind those boxes. Now, if they can live through one round of Justice Department shooting, then there might well be some good eating on them, their judges. Right, well, let's see what we can do. I'll move the judges and then we'll come back for some shooting. The judges have moved up and are forming what you might call execution teams and are about to attempt to execute the last 2 Korg. Okay, Judge Morton. Well, it's in the open and he gets +2, so that is 2 hits with a 3, looking for a 5 or a 6. Gets double 5, and it is time for some new boots. And then, okay, now we have Judge Vandris, Judge Dace, and Judge Calhoun, seeing if they can deal with a Korg. So, Judge Vandris, not in my city, punk. That is 2 hits. And 5 + 1 is 6. So that's dead. Even the toughest of tough Korg get turned into frickin' recyc stakes and boots.
That's Grok giving us a quick Justice Department promotional video on how we deal with alligators and crocodiles and other dangerous vermin in our undercity.
All right, aftermath. Korg are so renowned that they give a random survivor 1 experience point. So who gets that? 3. Judge Dace. So he gets 3 for surviving, 1 for the first kill, and 1 for that. So 5 XP for him. Excellent result. And who does the personal event happen to? 5. Personal event is happening to Judge Scara. And I will pause and go and get the book, and then we can do the end of game rolls. Okay, getting paid. We get 4 gold plus 1 for the shiny thing, that's 5. Okay, we held the field, so we get a 99. Nothing of value. Korg are not an invasion threat, so we move on to gather the loot. we get a 33. And come on, loot table. Okay, loot table. 33. Damaged weapon. Roll twice on the weapons category and it's damaged. Okay. 15 is a slug weapon. And it is an 81, which is, oh, a slug melee weapon. Oh, sorry, weapon. Yep, so it's a slug weapon and it, no. Slug weapon and 81 is a marksman's rifle. Okay, and a 44, which is an energy weapon, and it is energy weapon 91, which is down here, a hyper blaster. Ooh yeah, that sounds like just what the doctor ordered. Might be using Calhoun and the spare parts to get that one back into operation next turn. Okay, and then we go to don't have any injuries. Experience and character upgrades we'll do later. Not looking for spin, don't have any money to spend on them, I think. Okay, campaign events table. 18, managed to mouth off to the wrong people. Gain another rival. Excellent. Probably too many jokes about making the Korg into belts and boots, and somebody from the Mega City 1 Zoo decided they didn't like that very much. Okay, and personal character event 03. Oh, okay. So Judge Scara needs to go back for another dose of emo suppression and can't play in the next game, but does get me 1 story point. Game, so everybody gets 3 XP, except for Judge Drace, that gets 5. Excellent, nice quick game.
Looks like we've stirred up trouble, and here's some professional gunslingers along with a person of interest who looks like some kind of mob enforcer or blitzer that we're going to be fighting next mission, and we're 1 judge down with Judge Scara on medical leave. So tougher opponents, less people. Fortunately, we've still got buckets of overwhelming firepower, and we'll see how that goes shortly. Thanks everybody for making it this far. Do like, subscribe, and tell anybody else you know that likes 5 parsecs, and we'll see you again shortly.